Once again, we are here for the technical discussion on the data integration scenarios. Before we proceed further, I'd like to request you to subscribe my channel if you like the content, if you find this content helpful. Okay, so to begin with, today's topic, which I would like to discuss here, is on one of the important audit field which is in use nowadays in any data integration scenario. The name of the audit field is record ID field. Well, what is record ID? Record ID is an identification field which tells that a particular record has come in from which data source in among the source systems which has been used for the data integration. Like you have various audit fields which are in use post go live in any application, like create date, update date, load ID, delete flag. These are introduced for easy maintenance of application. Same way is record ID too. Record ID helps a technical person, a support executive, to quickly analyze the data, fix the issues, and also it allows the developers to quickly build the transformation logic by identifying quickly the required data set. When I say required data set, it is basically we assign the record ID for a data coming from a particular source, a particular table, or within the table, we identify a logic to derive some set of data, subset of data, and then we load it into a common target table. To help this to help you to understand this in more detail, let me give you an example. For example, in any integration scenario, you are having a party table which is common across any data model. Now, the party table can get loaded by various sources of information. It could be from source, supplier, customer, employer. So all these are various kinds of parties which are linked with an organization, and all these parties gets loaded into the party table. Now the question is, how can a technical person, a support executive, maintain this particular information in the data without having the knowledge of the functional aspect of these records? So this is where you find this record ID field as a very useful field. Now quickly, as you can see in the slide, why record ID? As I have explained, it helps to build the transformation logic because we quickly identify the dataset. It helps to link the implementation with design, which I will be showing you in the next slide. And of course, data lineage, because it serves as an identifier for the origin of record. What record ID must not be used for? This is very interesting, where as an end user, if you are querying your target data model, then record ID is not recommended to be used for that purpose. Also, if a third party application is accessing your database, it's not recommended that they select the record based on the record ID. It's absolutely a technical field. It's used for non-functional purpose. It's used for easy maintenance, as we have seen in this example, like create date, update date, load ID, etc. With this short introduction, I would like to move on to the next slide, wherein I will explain you various scenarios where this record ID has been found to be useful in my implementations. Before I move to that, I would like to quickly show you the information written over there in this box. The format of record ID from one of my project which I have implemented. The format of record ID which I have used is nothing but a 10-digit number, wherein the first digit tells the type of source, whether it is a database or file system, or it could be some XML, some web feeds. So you can number your type of source system with number 0, 1, 2. The 3-digit The next 3 digit identifies the source ID of the source system, which in this format allows you to create 999 data sources to be integrated into the target system. It allows you 9 different types of source systems and 9,999 type tables to be integrated from each of the source system. And of course, within the table, if you have logic to extract different streams of data, then you can extract up to 99 streams. So this is in itself a huge number. So if you allocate a 10-digit number for record ID, that's going to serve your purpose for a large scale data integration scenario. Of course, you can identify and come as per the requirement, you can create your own format of record ID. Irrespective of the format, the purpose and the use of record ID remains same, which I am going to illustrate in the next slides. Now let's go to the example one by one. The first example, which explains how we link between the design and development using the record ID. You can see from the first image here, wherein I have taken example of a source to target mapping document. I have mentioned record ID in this document, wherein it tells that this particular stream talks about which record ID. And the next picture which you see at the bottom is the screenshot of the database table in itself. Once the mapping as per the design has been implemented by any ETL tool, you get the record ID tracked in each and every record. So with the help of this record ID, at any point of time, you can trace back to which stream of your design, because of which logic this particular record has come in. So just for coming to the one real life scenario wherein you encounter an error in any of the record. A record gets rejected. It may be there is a failure due to some set of record. So the first thing which production support executive would see is the record ID, and then he can quickly link with the design to understand that where in what exactly which logic is failing. So this is where you find this field very helpful, which gives answers to lots of questions which users are waiting for at the event of any failure. So this helps you to give quick answer and quick answer to any of the issues which are faced post go live. Coming to the next purpose of having record ID, that is to establish the data lineage. Now we understand in this current market, it is not possible for every industry to have a data management, metadata management tool. So we have this logic of record ID. If we have this implemented in the system, then using a common ETL tool, we can provide our customers with the functionality of tracing your metadata. Data lineage, as the definition it suggests, that you can look at the data present at your target structures, and you can trace back to the point of origin of data. So if you have record IDs implemented in your transformation ETL right from the beginning, then starting from the staging layer to integration layer to the final target layer, you have the traceability of the record with the help of record ID. The example here is quite clear from the picture and quite evident. It need not be, it doesn't require any explanation. So you can view it from here, wherein you have one client table, another is you have another duplicate client table in another source system. Now you are trying to link it. You assign different record IDs for the record coming in from two different sources. And at the end, when these two records goes into the common table in the target, you have a way to identify which record has come in from as a result of which sources. So this is about the data lineage. Now moving on to the third example, wherein you can apply the concept of record ID, is to build the transformation logic. This concept has proven a very quick and easy development process, wherein you don't have to look for the business fields in order to join your record sets. It has helped in improving the performance of the code because you depend on a single field, that is the record ID, in order to differentiate between different data sets. And then you can apply the logic based on the data sets using the same ETL mapping, same ETL sessions, and this way you reduce the time and effort for building the ETL objects. I mean, it gets the work done in a single session for multiple data sets instead of creating multiple sessions for each and every logic. So, these are the three examples of the scenarios wherein we use record ID, and it has proven to be a very helpful concept in most of my projects, and we have been able to uh, deliver error-free application. Almost 90% of code has passed the test cases easily because it makes the things simple when it comes to the world of integration. Thank you very much. If you find this video helpful, I would like to request you once again to click on the subscribe button. Thank you.